I'm Nick Davis with this special report, Revolving Door, Part 3. How do repeat offenders affect the Iowa court system? We sit down with Wapello County Attorney Gary Oldenburger to discuss that question. Gary, how much of a problem are repeat offenders here in Wapello County?
I would say a pretty significant percentage of the people that we deal with are, what we would term frequent flyers or repeat offenders, people who are back into the system over and over and over again. So I would say it's a pretty significant percentage of the people we work with.
What about the legislature, Gary? What can the Iowa legislature do? Can they legislate morality? I guess the question is, what can the state of Iowa do?
There are a lot of different theories on that. Some people say, well, build more prisons and give people longer sentences and fill up the prisons more. And that may be appropriate for some people, but there is also perhaps a need for more programs to help people coming out of the correction system, mental health treatment, drug treatment. I mean, there's a lot of different types of programs and things that may have an impact on that. But fundamentally, I think the issue that we're dealing with is not something that's easily legislated, because you really have to look at the root causes, the social causes for those people being involved in crime if you're really going to have an impact.
Gary, a big complaint we see in dealing with the criminal justice system is in plea agreements. Now, we've spoken about this before, but can you tell us how your office goes about making the decision to offer a plea agreement?
Right. Well, there's a lot of things we're going to look at. Obviously, nearly every case is going to have to be resolved by plea agreement. 98% of the cases or more, just because that's the level of resources available to take cases to trial. But we're going to look at mostly, their age, their education level, their work history of the defendant, to try to have some idea of their prospects for rehabilitation. But a lot of what we're looking at, number one, is the strength of the evidence in our case, because if we have weak evidence in the case, we don't really have anything to back ourselves up if we threaten to go to trial. So a lot of it really is just driven on the strength of the evidence of the case. After that, we're primarily going to look at their criminal history, looking for trends in their criminal history. Are they becoming worse and worse in what they're doing? Are they becoming less and less in what they're doing? We're going to look for mental health and substance abuse issues that maybe need to be treated. And then a lot of it depends on the nature of the crime. Is it a violent crime? Is it a sexually motivated crime? Is it a firearms offense? Those we're obviously going to look at a lot more strictly.
Thanks, Gary. Part 4 tomorrow. Learn what the Iowa legislature is doing about the problem.